Folks, can you imagine going and trying to negotiate a $500,000 business transaction and only one party to the transaction has any legal representation? Well, that's kind of what happened with that ruling with the National Association of Realtors last month, but there's good news from Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac. So welcome to thecreditjungle.com. This is George Anderson.
George of the jungle, strong as he can be.
At the time that I'm shooting this video, this notice actually came out yesterday on April 15th, but it is concerning what they called IPC, or Interested Party Contributions. And we're all very familiar that on a purchase transaction where a buyer's buying a home, that the seller can pay concessions for closing costs and prepaids, not for down payment, okay, but those concessions, depending on what type of transaction and what type of a down payment there is, they can be capped at either 2%, or with somebody buying a primary residence with a large down payment, they can be as high as 9%. In that calculation, the real estate commission, whether it was 1, 2, 3, 8, 9, or 10%, was never considered an interested party contribution. So there was some fear that the mortgage companies were going to start saying, hey, if there's a buyer agent commission now that wasn't disclosed and now has to be paid, that would take away from what the buyer can get help for on closing costs, and that's not the case. So stay tuned. There's probably some more to come down with this. We'll probably still hear from FHA and VA, and there's going to be a lot that happens before the dust settles in July. So kind of some good news for the real estate agents out there, and you know, they need it because a buyer deserves representation and it should be disclosed, and they deserve to get paid. Thanks for coming into thecreditjungle.com, and we'll talk to you soon. Thanks.